Kaibab. Kaibab.
Kaibab.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. An electric word, life, that means forever, and that's a mighty long time. But I mean to tell you, there's something else.
So not only
The afterworld.
do I get to walk from my front door to the trailhead without even using a car, but on my walk by, the chefs at the employee dining room stopped me and asked if I wanted a sandwich and some chips for my hike. I gotta tell you, North Rim's making a hell of a great first impression. So today marks my very first trip in the North Rim Grand Canyon, and I decided to start with an easy, I think it's a 6-mile loop. More than anything, I'm really excited to do one thing: sleep hanging from my hammock. That's right, there's woods here. It's been 6 months since I cuddled with my baby. We'll show you that obviously when I get her set up, and got some new food to test out, and yeah, just dipping my feet in a pretty spectacular spot on the Kaibab Plateau. Oh my god, here's a little horned toad. I'm so excited I can barely hold still, hence the camera shaking. Look at that little guy. He's literally like the size of a quarter. So be careful for these guys, I guess, when you're out here. I'd feel pretty damn awful if I stepped on one. Nice hanging out, buddy. It is May 3rd, and there is still some snow remaining out here.
Because in this life, things are much harder than the afterworld. In this life, you on your own.
Scratch. So this is the fruit punch. It's another liquid IV type drink. Can't taste any salt in it like the liquid IVs, and the flavor is really, yeah, bland. I'd drink it again, but I'd prefer liquid IVs. Scratch. So we already saw that little, what I think is a horned toad. I'll look it up. Maybe it's horny toad. I don't know. But today's mission is to get a close-up view of the Kaibab squirrel, which is just an absolutely adorable little creature. And I've seen a few, but I just haven't captured much good footage. So we'll try to find one today. Did I mention it's at almost 9,000 feet here? So between my bad habits and the elevation, it's slow going. Ninja. Now, if you're not comfortable crossing deadfall, this would be a good point where you might want to turn back on the trail. But I like to, I don't let the tree intimidate me. I assess it from a few different angles. I back up to it. I look over it, looking for any, potential injury-causing spear branches or anything popping off of it. And then when I feel good that I've got it all, the risk assessment done, I just cross it. Now, adrenaline can be a hell of a shock to the system. So after doing something like that, and the adrenaline hits me, stop and take a few breaths, get your oxygen back, because you never know, there might be another one ahead. So as I become more acquainted with the North Rim Grand Canyon area, I'll explain more about logistics of backpacking and, talk about more trails, obviously. I'm really excited to do a lot of this Kaibab Plateau above the North Rim. As far as a rim to rim goes, of course I'd like to do it, but at this point it's not even on the top of my priority list. So I'm gonna do a lot of exploring, hopefully do some sections of the Arizona Trail after getting into shape. It's part of the reason I chose the Uncle Jim Trail is it is highly frequented by mules once the season opens up in a couple of weeks. So it's a golden opportunity to have these trails to yourselves. Even though I love a good mule, this place does remind me of the Black Hills. But I think these trees might be, on average, quite a bit bigger. God damn. So we're at a junction. The Uncle Jim Trail is just a loop that goes off of this Ken Patrick Trail, which is a trail named for a ranger that died, I believe. I have a picture of the sign in memory of him. So yeah, there's a couple of flat stools over here. I'm gonna have some lunch. It's a chicken bacon ranch wrap. Lunchtime. 10 out of 10 on this bad boy. All right, I've got my first kaibab squirrel sighting. Let's see if I can get a closer look for you. Oh God, stay right there, buddy. And now I feel like I'm probably gonna get rained on. So I'll have to hunker down in my brilliance. I didn't bring a rain jacket, but I did bring an umbrella, which will be absolutely fine as long as there's no wind. Pro tip, maybe bring both. Listen, I'm not gonna get on a pedestal about this kind of stuff, but just for educational purposes, this is not okay. Don't do this. Buy yourself some wood at Menards and carve your love for A+8. I gotta find out if these are birch or aspen or birch or aspen. At any rate, no need to carve stuff into trees. Please, please. Been a while since I pulled the umbrella out, and it's only sprinkling, but I can smell rain in the air. So the rain has at least temporarily let up, and I'm coming up to what I assume is going to be the highlight of this trail, a scenic view. And there's bathrooms up there too, but I'll show you this view first, and then I'll show you the shitter.
Well, the light shivers offshore through the tides of oceans. We are shining in the rising sun. As we are floating in the blue, I am softly watching you.
Well, all I've got to say is, Uncle Jim, you've outdone yourself with this trail. So that is hard to rank, but wow. Having that view all to myself for probably as long as I wanted. But I'm going to go up here a little way so I can show you guys the switchbacks. That is the kaibab trail. And in case you're curious, kaibab means, I think, sleeping mountain. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, but it is from one of the many Native American tribes down here. It's a word that they coined to kind of describe this plateau on top of the North Rim. But here's a view of the kaibab trail. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's go see what we all really want to see. The John. These are mule posts. Like I said, they do a lot of mule rides out here. And looks like a pretty snazzy little toilet. Or as Rob Pelton would say, toilet. If it's even open for the season, it might be locked. And I just heard a noise in there. So anyway, I'm not going to take the chance that there's some angry raccoon in there. I don't have to pee anyway. I'm going to keep on hiking, start looking for camp. Well, guess who's going to the Overlook one more time because they forgot their umbrella. I guess nothing to complain about to see this twice. I'm leaving the pack here.
She said, ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I'm running and I won't touch ground. Oh no, I got
Okay.
to keep on moving.
First new food. Strawberry cheesecake bites from Peak Refuel. Freeze dried. Let's see, 400 calories per entire container. 200 per serving. I don't know how this could possibly be bad. Let's do fast review. The cheesecake bites are really crunchy. Like, let them sit in your mouth for a while before you chew on them. But holy shit, this would be a good snack anywhere, including home. This is a 5 out of 5 snack. Well, let's go 4.75 out of 5 because it's still overpriced. But so from a distance, I eyeballed the two trees I'm about to show you on camera. I think they were perched just perfectly for this view. But this goes to show my depth perception. 4 feet apart's not going to do it. Well, this will do just fine. All right, you guys. If you've watched my channel before, you maybe remember when I used to be a full-time hammock camper until I decided to move to the treeless desert. I am super pumped to be setting this up again. Superior Gear hammock. This is a 45 degree. It's going to get about 10 degrees colder than that tonight. So I just brought this breathable like wind cover. Will protect from a little bit of like bouncing rain, but more importantly kind of cut the wind a little bit and maybe amp that 45 degrees. Although I've slept in it many times in the 30s and stayed plenty warm. There's a lot of competitors out there trying to be innovative, and I really enjoy the competitive nature of backpacking gear because that's where we get improvements from. But this hammock is still the best to me, and it's about 3 years old. I said it in another video that I'll be putting out or have put out, but I look at this like, why would I, if I went out and bought a mattress at a mattress store and 3 years later I'm still sleeping like a baby on that mattress, I'm not very likely to go out and get another mattress. I think that would make sense to about anybody. And the same applies to this hammock. I've never had a bad night in it. And I'm poor, so I'm not ready to go buy a second hammock for that reason. So before I lay down and do nothing for 45 minutes, I thought I'd give you my hammock tip for the day. Before you lay down and relax, and especially before you go to sleep at night, make sure that the entire length of your body underneath, like the ground below your hammock, is clear of any, jagged rocks or rigid sticks that could stab you, especially those that would be rigid enough to impale you in a place where you may not want to be impaled. Your hammock could tear, your straps could fail. Things can happen with hammocks, and even though it may only be an 18-inch fall to the ground, if it was an object sharp enough, think of the possibilities of how badly that could hurt, or worst case scenario, kill you.
Can't find the words to say. All the things that come to you, and I wanna feel it too. On an island in the sun, we'll be playing and having fun, and it makes me feel so fine. I can't control my brain.
be in the mid-30s, but I should be well equipped to handle that comfortably. And we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Stop looking at me. Camped quite a ways off trail last night. Bushwhacking my way back. Obviously it's a good situation to have a app or a map downloaded, which I did. But just in case everything fails electronically, when I go off trail like that, which is the most common way to get lost, I make sure I keep a landmark on my radar. And in this case, it's pretty simple. I just had the canyon that I could have followed right back to the trail if I would have gotten lost. But here I am, the trail, onward. This morning's dilemma, the hatch is open and the bomb is armed. And I don't know if I should just grab my trowel and sneak into the woods right now, or if I should try to hike 2 miles back to my house and use the toilet. Anyway, I'm sure you guys all wanted to hear that, but I wanted to share my thoughts with you, and that's about as deep as I get this morning. Well, I only made it about 50 yards past that last conversation. And right now I can feel my muscles flexing in my bowels. So it looks like I'm digging a hole. Let's go together. Whoo-wee. She was a mighty turd. Looked a little like fruitcake, and I probably could have used a backhoe. But more excitingly, I just found a big, mature, horned toad. Back at the loop junction, I came down here, but yesterday I went up that direction, loops around back by that beautiful Grand Canyon overlook. So now I'm back on the trail and heading down this little canyon called Roaring Springs Canyon. And if it's an indicator of the water situation out here, there's no Roaring Springs. So I might have another season of carrying copious amounts of water on every trip. About a mile and a half maybe from the house. I almost said car, but I'm going straight to my front door. I'm gonna keep hiking. Well, here we are. Made it. Time for a monster shower, etc. We'll see you real soon.
And if the elevator tries to break you down,